demonstrations and more meetings, TTIP are training potential candidates now to fight a local council election in Croydon, South London next year, and they have their eyes on Parliament.
The UK has changed. It's a very multicultural society now. We've got black, we've got white, we've got Asian, we've got Chinese. We've got so many different cultures here, and we need a parliament that reflects those cultures.
6 months on, it's clear that TTIP will always attract controversy. That's a double-edged sword. It will either attract more voters or turn people away. Getting the balance right is the difference between success and failure for this new kid on the political block. John Cookson, Rise News, Westminster.
Stop what you're doing, because this will blow your mind.
Okay, welcome one and all. Thank you all for joining us there. We'll be starting promptly at 8 minutes. We just let a few more people join us, as usually that's when the actual room does actually get quite packed. Once again, I hope you all been having an absolutely brilliant week. Thank you again for taking time out to join us, take the initiative party. We look forward to giving a lot of information today. Our guest speaker is a Mr. Stephen O, who will be explaining exactly what he does in the community and how he's helping the youth out there, which is absolutely brilliant. Stephen, as you've seen, slight change in presenter tonight, so I hope you'll bear with us. That really appreciate it for being with us. Just so you all know, just so we can make sure that we're as tight as possible, I have disabled both chat and allowing people to basically unmute themselves, just to make sure any trolls or any certain individuals who want to cause havoc don't get to do so. So I will enable the chat in due course. Once again, thank you one and all, and we'll be starting in at least just under a minute. Thank you again. Okay, thank you one and all for joining us today. Really appreciate you all for coming. Just to confirm, my name is Darren Bryan. I will be your host for tonight. We will have a few others join us as we go along. So if you do find myself repeating certain house rules and whatnot, you will have to bear with me. Like I said, we do usually start filling up any time between now and 8:30 and beyond. But once again, thank you to all who's just joined us as of late. Really great to see you all here. I am going to now enable the chat. However, with regards to allowing others to take themselves off mute and so forth, that will be disabled until later on in the evening. So, just a few housekeeping for one and all. As we go on, we will be allowing people to ask questions. You can ask questions either verbally. So, of course, if you're able to put up either your digital hand or put up your actual virtual hand. As we scan the actual room, we'll do our best to capture those who have their hands up, and we'll obviously let you ask your question. Or alternatively, you can ask a question within the actual chat itself. Just to confirm, the chat is now officially open. All I would ask, if you do ask a question within the chat, please do prefix your question with a Q for question, then write your question, and obviously myself and my other co-host will do our best to get round to your questions and yes, get away and ask the presenter or answer those questions ourselves within TTIP. So once again, to those who are just literally joining us now, welcome. And yes, without further ado, let's proceed with tonight's outing. So, as you all can see, this broadcast is being recorded. If we do have anyone in here from the media, whether that be from TV or the actual newspapers, do feel free to make yourself be known, just to let us know exactly how we can assist. If you're actually here to get further information, we're always happy to share whatever information you want on the party as well. That would really be appreciated. So, welcome and salutations again. Just to give you a quick overview of the night's events. We have the agenda. We will go through introductions. We will then do a state of play in respect of what TTIP is doing, where we are going, what we're requiring from you, the people, and how we can assist you. We will also go through our volunteers and supporters section. And our actual guest speaker tonight is a Mr. Stephen Oram. So Stephen Oram is actually a very great individual there. What he actually does, he actually goes over the actual UK and works with young people and actually promotes these young people, actually shows one and all what they are doing, what they're achieving, and does some very good work there. I believe he also does some very bespoke certifications, medals, just to make sure that these young people feel that they are being appreciated, their good work is being acknowledged, and making sure that we're having leaders for the next generation. And then, of course, with that being said, after Q&A, if we have any further time, any other business, that's what we will get into. Apologies there, I was just looking into the chat there. Understood, Brian. What we will do, we will make sure we put you on a mailing list. So you do also have our future events as well. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So once again, any members of the press, please do feel free to let us know if you are in the room. That would be appreciated. Like I said, any information you would want personally about TTIP, feel free to ask within tonight's event, or you can either contact us via one of our actual emails, which you will see very shortly. What TTIP are currently doing at the moment, every Wednesday we are doing food lagers. As you can appreciate, the current hard times where some of us are going through with this COVID pandemic. Once again, we would like to think that we're not just helping those who were already requiring assistance before the actual pandemic, but also those who have found themselves on hard times now. Of course, what makes a party? You, people. So for those who would like to help us and would like to get involved, we would very, very much like you to become a member. So by all means, what I will do at some point, you will see in the chat, I will put in the details on how you can actually join us as a member. Please know as well, for one and all who would love to join in something pivotal in the UK, we welcome everybody's input, no matter how small, no matter how large. If you're only able to assist us for 30 minutes a week, we thank you that. If you're able to help us full time, we welcome that as well. So everybody's contribution is always welcome. What we are looking to do is assist those who would like to be councillors in their region as well. Within the actual TTIP party, we're also looking for a steering group leaders as well to join us. We are also doing what's known as a community heroes section. What you will see on our website, you will be able to go within the actual website and promote your own community hero. So just as it says on the tin, for those of you in your own neck of your woods, no matter where you're living, if you think a particular individual has gone above and beyond with regard to helping said community, we would like to hear from you in respect of promoting them. That would be absolutely brilliant. So like I said, information will be in the chat momentarily. Just to reiterate, we as a party, we are not here to be career MPs. We are here to promote you, the people. We would like to promote your point of view of the UK and how you believe we can make it better. Some of us are fully aware that we have our current parties, whether that be Lib Dem, Conservatives, Labour and so forth. We have come about because we believe that they are no longer promoting the UK in general. We are a multifaceted society. We are a multicultural society. In order to get what we need, we do believe there needs to be a new tact in going about that. And we believe we have the right vehicle in order to achieve what we want for a better UK for one and all. By all means, as I mentioned before, if you're wanting more information, please feel free to utilize the email link as you can see in front of you, info@theinitiativeparty.org.uk. So, just to confirm now, once again, we have an excellent brother with us tonight, Mr. Stephen Oram. So, Stephen is the founder of Proud and Gifted. For those who joined us a bit late, just to reiterate, what Stephen has done, Stephen travels around the UK and he actually works with our young people aged anywhere between 9 years old to 25 years old. And for those exceptional individuals within them, he actually acknowledges them and awards them with such things as personalised medals and certifications, or certificates, should I say. So he's really doing his best to make sure that he acknowledges those youngsters. He's bringing them into the forefront. He's shaping them, molding them, and making sure that they know that we are looking to them to be the next leaders within the UK. So without further ado, I'm going to now hand it over to Stephen. And I thank you all. And once again, just to reiterate, the chat is open. However, you cannot unmute yourselves. For the Q&As, please do the following. Either number one, you can physically put your hand up via your webcam. We will scan the room. We will get to you as soon as possible. Or you can put up your digital hand. If you don't want to actually speak tonight, feel free to put your question in the chat. Please do proceed it with a Q for question and then with your actual question. So, Stephen, thank you very much for your holding on, and we now put it over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Could you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly
okay.
fine.
I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me on your platform. Really appreciate it. It means a lot.
Thank you for joining us. We're all in it together, sir. With the work you're doing, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Brilliant, sir. Brilliant.
Thanks. Thanks. So where do you want me to start from the beginning?
Indeed, yes. Give an intro about yourself, what you've done, how you actually came to realizing this was your calling, and we'll take it from there.
Not a problem. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen, the founder from Proud and Gifted, social media platform that celebrates young people's achievements. I've been working with young people for over 20 years, easily. And I've always had an interest just to see how they are, how they cope with certain issues. So the last 10 years, I work as an appropriate adult in a police station. I support vulnerable people and juveniles that's been arrested, that's going to be processed under the PACE. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that job. It really makes me understand people much more. When I say young people, 18 or under, your class is a juvenile. So you need somebody that's independent to make sure you're treated fairly, you understand your rights, and you know what's going on. Then if you're 18 or over, your class is a vulnerable person. This could be anything. Unable to read or write, you're on medication, anything where the law thinks that you may need additional support whilst you're in police custody. So once again, I've been doing that. No, it's 11 or 12 years this June. That's how long I've been doing it. And like I said, I love doing that. So moving on, during maybe the last 6 years, I've always had an idea how to celebrate young people, but I just didn't know how to construct it. And my sister Esther, one evening as we do, messaged each other, and she goes, right, you need to find a name that represents what you're doing. So I bought Proud this, I bought so much domain names. I reckon I bought over 20 domain names just to secure. So I bought Proud this, Gifted that, Young. And once I came up with Proud and Gifted, that's the day it was born. And I came up with that in August 2018. So now I've got the name. The next stage obviously is like what to do next. It's like anything. You start something, you leave it. But I always had an idea to get one of my cousins to film a young person and interview them. And I just obviously just stand at the background. Meant to meet my two cousins one day and they were late. I mean, extremely late. So I thought to myself, right, I'll tell you what's easier. Let me research and watch more videos to see how I can do this myself. One day, the light bulb flipped on. Just use what I have, a mobile phone. My first young person is a gentleman named Ron. He's actually my son's good friend. He had, how can I put it? He produced quite a few music videos. So I met him one day and I was saying to him, right, I'm going to film you. I was practicing, but he didn't know what I was going to do. So after filming my official video to launch in December 2018, I already knew in my head how I was going to celebrate young people. But I thought, one stage at a time, let me just do a promotional video to let everybody see what Proud and Gifted is about. Then I arranged a meeting one day, and then I flipped the camera on him, and I said to him, Ron, I'm actually here to celebrate you. And his face was like, wow. Because he had, as I said, directed quite a few music videos, like really big videos. So when I turned the camera on me, the first thing he said to me, no one's ever given me nothing regards the work I do. So I said, no, it's not a problem. So I made him tell me his story. And then I awarded him with a medal. I've got one just to show you what I normally issue young people with. So his was a tester, but it works very well because his face on the video, I must admit, I was like, wow, this can work. So again, as the video director, I was waiting for him to send me my video. He sent it back 4 weeks later. 4 weeks later, I had to wait, chasing him. So as a result of that, once I put the first video out, I just learned to edit myself. So the average time for Pride and Gifted was I would arrange with a young person with their social media who's controlling it, legal guardian. Because at that time I was contacting a few people that are below 18. So I'd get permission from the parent, I'd meet the parent, and then I will film the young person telling me their story, and then, because I can think on my feet, then I can flip it of how to surprise them with a certificate and a medal. Every medal is personalized for the young person. So I know exactly who I'm going to celebrate. My sponsors, James Shoe Care and Barkingside, they sponsor my medals. So yeah, every medal personalized with a personal message, keep inspiring, and their name. And every person does get a certificate as well to go with the medal. So that's the birth of Pride and Gifted. Why did I do it? I couldn't find a space where I can go and look at young people being celebrated, like on a regular basis. We tend to share a story today. It will trend for a few days maybe, then all of a sudden it becomes chip paper news, or you might not remember where you saw it. So I thought, right, let me build what I want to see. And I have to say, it's worked out very well. I'm still a believer, negative news outweighs positive news. Outweighs it, especially when it comes to our young people. Because I see both sides of the coin. I support and assist them in the police station. People need to remember, innocent to proven guilty. So I just deal with them as they are in front of me. And I always look at young people starting to think, you've been arrested, just one of them things, it happens to all of us. But they're not celebrated enough. So I took a risk in what I'm doing. I only celebrate young people that's never been in trouble before. And I'll tell you why. There's so much focus on young people that's turned their life around, which is fantastic because I'm their biggest supporter. But we just don't have we never had a platform that I could find that just celebrates young boys and young girls. The other side to Pride and Gifted is mainly for baby young people, but I do celebrate other races. I just believe that there wasn't a platform, or there isn't a platform that just focuses directly on our young people. Because if there's a stabbing, shooting, or gang affiliated, you've seen it all, tends to be a black person, which, okay, maybe living in a city, but there's always so much focus on that. So the only way to change what's not there is just do it yourself. And it's exactly what I've done. And it's been one of the best things I have ever done, because to me, it's just a small gesture to show a young person that outside of your domain, you are celebrated by strangers. That's it. You're just celebrated by strangers who believe in you. I've got young people that inspire me. My ambassador, Amari McQueen, you might have seen a young vegan chef, Dipalicious. When I met him, it's funny, I was in his kitchen. This was before COVID. This is 2018, by the way. And I was like, oh my God, I'm standing in his kitchen. And his mom's looking at me like, what's the problem? I thought, no, I'm standing in the little superstar's kitchen. And the conversation me and him had, I was going on the radio 2 days' time. He made me prepare myself even more, because the way he sold his story to me, and I thought, I think at the time, I think he was 9 or 10. I'll tell you what, I left there. I was speechless. I left his house. I got up the road. His dad called me because I thought I left something. He says, no, we want you to see something. When I went back, Mario was crying because he said no one's ever given him nothing before. And to me, he's a big superstar. But he just said no one's ever given him nothing for doing his cooking and that. And I have to say, yeah, when I was that drive back from south to east, I couldn't stop smiling. As I do anyway. Like you might notice that. I just couldn't stop smiling because this was a young black boy who, just my opinion, the media would never focus on such positive young boys because it doesn't sell. But I could be proven wrong, but it's just my opinion and I'm very opinionated. So moving on. So during 2019, I surprised, I think, 32 young people throughout the year, just following their social medias. Me and my team, we get the story just to make sure, all right, it's not fabricated or it's not pushed by the parent or the legal guardian. And once we're happy with that, we are excited to meet them, for them to tell us our story. It doesn't help. During the end of 2019, it didn't help. I'll go to events and I've got young people say, that's the man from social media who gives out awards. But as I said, I could think on my feet, so to surprise them, it's no big deal. And I'm telling a lot of people, just do it. It's not because I'm doing it, just do it. We need to celebrate our young people as much as we talk about the negative things they do. You got young people, it's just circumstances, situations they're in, things happen, but it doesn't make you a bad person. So, and then, yes, I gave out all them during 2019. Lockdown came, so I couldn't meet anyone, as you're all aware. I gave out one medal virtually, but you know what? It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. And I know this ain't about me, it's about the young person. But I want the young people to feel so special in public when they receive our awards. So during lockdown, I just changed the page a bit just to stay current by what I do, I just share young people's stories more than me award them, because obviously you can't get out. I go live with them sometimes just to hear how they're doing during lockdown. We do workshops. I don't bother promote my workshops because I'm just happy just to do a Zoom with them and just let them take charge and see what's happening. To mark our second birthday, I produced a Proud and Gifted magazine just to show what the platform is about, what we do, and yeah, it's just, sorry, that's just me, honestly. But yeah, Carrie Denigan, young Paralympian.
Stephen, you've actually, you jumped the gun, sir. What I was going to do, sir,
don't worry.
I was actually going to show that video, if you don't mind.
Show it, please. Remember, this is your platform, so I appreciate it.
No. This is our platform, sir. Okay. So you've been kind enough to share what you're doing tonight. So believe me, we are here for the people, as I explained before. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So with that being said, thank you again, Stephen. So yeah, let us show the people exactly what you do. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to show the video. So if you all allow me a few moments.
And Gifted at Newham Leisure Centre. Believe me when I say you're about to get inspired.
Karen Denigan, I'm here with Proud and Gifted. I was named BBC Young Sports Personality of the Year in 2018. I'm in Newham, I've got a race at the moment, just getting ready for the World Championships in November. I'm a Paralympian. I went to the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games and I got a silver in the 100 metres and a bronze in the 400 and 800 metres, which was a big deal for me, representing Great Britain for the first time on such a big scale. You know, Paralympics is the biggest thing you can do as a para-athlete. In school, it was quite tough. I wasn't allowed to do sport in school, and I lost a lot of confidence. You know, I didn't realise that people with disabilities could actually do sport at a high level. I saw the London 2012 Paralympic Games, and I was so inspired by all the athletes there, and that's how I got started.
Thank you for empowering young people.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. I think it's so important for young people to realise that, you've got to believe in yourself, that anything is possible. Honestly, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do sport, but you've just got to forget about any sort of limits, whatever anybody says, just ignore that and just go for it. And anything, you can do anything. And one day, Proud and Gifted will hand you your own award as well. So, yeah. I've had such a huge year this year as well. I did my A-levels and I got into Warwick University to do history and philosophy. So I'm really excited to be there. You can also follow my journey in sport and at university through my Instagram, which is @CarrierDenigan, and also my Twitter, which is @DeniganK. That's the season's best, so, get in there, get back to the world records.
Excellent. Absolute. Whoa. Inspirational. Inspirational. Wow. Okay. That was absolutely brilliant, brother. Charles, you want to jump in there, sir?
Yeah. Do you know what, Steve? I just want to say, absolutely amazing what you're doing. And I don't know. I think you understand the importance of it. I mean, we haven't physically met before, I don't think. You look familiar, though, so there's a question.
Okay.
Yeah, but just amazing stuff. I think I don't understand, even if you understand the importance of what you're doing, because I think a lot of our young kids, as you said, we're constantly attacked with various stereotypes. And the thing is, even in the subconscious mind, we don't realize the impact it has on us. And these are the things and there's not enough positive energy, because what happens is, as you said earlier, all the bad is what people focus their energy on. No one really focuses their energy on good. And subconsciously, it leads us down a road of self-fulfilling prophecies, because we don't realize it, but we're being programmed to be bad, because all the media and everything you see about us is ultimately programming us to be bad, because we only see representations of ourselves being bad. And I think that's why what you're doing is so fundamentally important, because it's changing that dynamic, and it ultimately has the ability to change how people perceive themselves. And I think that's a really important, massive factor here, because I know from where I was standing when I was younger, I very much had, I mean, even though when I knew I was going into business, I still in my mind had the subconscious of all of the issues that came with it and all the problems that came with being black and in business. And ultimately, even though if I could achieve anything in business, purely because the subconscious realities of everything I was seeing around me every day told me that I couldn't. Yeah. And it was a shared kind of strength and determination of character that made me think, well, do you know what? If it can be done by white people, I can do it. But I shouldn't have had to put my benchmarks there. Do you see what I mean? I should have been able to look and see myself and then understand that I could do it. And I didn't have that. So that's why for me, what you're doing is the essence of fundamental importance, because it will change the dynamic of how people see themselves. And I think that's the most important part in everything you're doing, because it will help them to understand what they can achieve. And the thing is, with life, with us, we look for other people to decide what we can and can't do. And if we're in certain areas and we're seeing the best man on the block and driving the best car and wearing the best clothes is the drug dealer, then subconsciously we're aspiring to be the drug dealer. And these are the issues. And that's why I think what you're doing, again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is. And that's something that I wanted to focus our energy on, because I think it's very important that we do encourage and promote as much of this type of energy as possible, because I think you're right, there is too much negative energy attached to us. And it's all of those issues that lead us down certain roads. And if we can start to change the subconscious of that dynamic, then ultimately it will change the subconscious of who we believe we can become. Some of us are lucky we've got parents who are doing it and they become our role models. Others don't. It's for all of those people that I think what you're doing becomes massively, massively important. So yeah, no, just 100% props to you, 100%, and just keep it up. And we're going to do what we can, because from where we're standing, we're very much on the same page. Because I've watched it, and I know when I started in business, it was one of those for me where I looked. There was Richard Branson, there was Al Fayed, there was no black people in business.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And those are the things that make you believe subconsciously you just can't do it. And it's only when you get out there and do it, and you're like, well, hold on, this wasn't rocket science. These guys made me believe going into business was like building a rocket and flying to the moon. But it actually wasn't. And these are the things. And once we see it can be achieved, it makes it achievable for everybody else. So, yeah, I just want to say 1,000% props to you, my brother. And you got our full support. All right.
Thank you. Because what I want to say, Charles, is it Charles? Yeah, Charles. Sorry, was you on Donna Murray's Zoom one day?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. See what you're saying. When I first started it, I'll be honest with everybody. I've never looked at it from the way you saw things.
Yeah.
I just thought we need young people to look at people like themselves that are achieving things.
Yeah.
Carrie, as you know, won gold when she was in school. She went back to school in a school uniform with a gold Paralympics medal.
Yeah.
When I contacted the platform and she says, yeah, I'd like to meet you, I tell you, I was so excited. And then once I met her at Newham, because I was meant to go to her training camp in Coventry.
Uh-huh.
But she messaged me and said, Steve, we're going to be in London. I said, yeah, I'll come tomorrow.
Yeah.
And just being in her company, I thought, young lady's cerebral palsy, I said, she didn't know she can achieve such or do such things.
Yeah.
And then when she'd done it, like what you said, it wasn't rocket science.
Yeah.
She just trained hard, and the next thing she knows, she was representing Great Britain. I think at 15.
Yeah.
What was I doing at 15? I wasn't thinking like that.
And that's the point. That's exactly the point. That's 100%.
It wasn't thinking like that. And then once like Carrie saw or she opened a few doors, there was no going back for her. And being in her company as an adult, I was like, I wish my thought process was like that, as you said, when I was growing up. But I didn't have the people around me, and I love them to bits, was the man that won the estate, because I grew up on the estate. Best days, to be honest. Yeah. I was lucky to escape any form of trouble. I think I had a fear of my parents. My mum's about 4 foot and change, and one little player.
And a good ride.
Doris didn't mess about, right? But I was lucky enough to not go through the system.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm better than anybody else. It's just that I didn't go through this system.
Yeah.
And hearing you say what you said was so true. The Richard Branson, Alan Sugars. We didn't think we could achieve what they were doing, but look how much people like ourselves is doing it.
Yeah.
So thank you for your kind words. Honestly, I didn't set out to get the platform where it is. Obviously, you know, you're doing a business, you realise, okay, learn from experienced people around me. And it's helped me grow as an individual and to see my people in a real positive way. No one's perfect. But there's more positive to my people than what is told. Sorry, I think that Darren is.
No. I would just agree with you. That's a thumbs up there, brother.
Yeah, sorry. So and then because I get a lot of stick in my DM, which is cool. What broadside? I don't really care. Oh, you keep celebrate. Why do you celebrate these young people who can go on to achieve greatness? You know what? They're right, but they've got to remember one thing. All I'm doing is telling a young person's story. Yeah. They've put the work in already. I'm just out here celebrating them to let people see how positive young people are.
You know, it's so important. And if anyone gives you any bad vibes as a result of that, send them to me, because
I'm not about it. In my DMs, I'm all right. All my son says to me, Dad, just be careful.
I don't know if you understand how important you are in society and in what you're doing. Like, literally, I don't know if you understand, but if you don't, hear what I'm saying to you is one of the most fundamental things. Because if we can change people's perceptions of themselves and how they're led to believe, because the the subconscious brainwashing starts from young, and it's on every TV program, everything that we're watching, everything that we're looking at is in there. And all of those messages aren't giving the messages that you're giving. And that's why, to me, what you're doing here is a fundamental importance. Even EastEnders, the show that everyone used to watch, the only black people on there, the only good black person on there was the vicar, and he ended up murdering the people and burying them in the square.
How's that? But I appreciate your kind words. Seriously, I really appreciate it, because it just, the community love, I get a lot of support and love, but when the community shows you love, I'll be real with you, it hits differently. It just, community love, it just hits just that little bit different from outside.
Super positive energy, Steve, and to be honest, that's what's going to radiate across people. There's a thing that comes to mind, and I can't remember it, but it's a poem that goes back to, and it's one of my inspirational poems. It's in Coach Carter. Does anyone remember it? The poem.
My deepest fear.
Yeah, that's it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's not our light but our darkness is it our darkness or our light that most frightens us, playing small to make people feel less secure around us. I don't know, something like that anyway.
Go on, Shakespeare.
Yeah. But basically, the head and tail of it is we shouldn't shrink in order to make other people feel less insecure around us. We need to basically do what we're doing and inspire other people to do more things, as opposed to, because a lot of people they come under attack when they are doing well, and especially within our communities, everyone's quite quick to criticize or to find reasons why not. And I think it's important that what you're doing there, and that's why I say, regardless of what anyone says, what anyone does, keep doing what you're doing, because it's fundamentally important.
Because the main thing for me was, when you build any platform, it's no secret, majority of us, we like the views, we like the likes. It's just the way the mind's programmed. But I was in Islington one day, never forget, and this young boy shouted out to his mum. I was in Islington Tuesday, said, Mom, that's the guy that does the videos. I kid you not. I went down, and that was a day when I said, as long as I can inspire one young person,
that's it, brother.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the day my platform definitely changed on how I post to receive the views and the likes, because that one young person, and I'm still in contact with him of today, and he doesn't know, but I'm watching his story, and as soon as it opens back, I'm going to meet him. But that goes back to what you were saying. So
the saying is, it only takes a grain of sand to move an island. And you're that grain of sand, brother. You're that grain of sand.
Wow.
Moving islands.
Wow.
And the thing is, you don't see the results of the positive work you're doing, and you don't necessarily see, but it's like, I know. Yeah, but the truth is, but the truth is, it will definitely be inspiring people, and it will definitely be moving people. I mean, I did a lot of stuff going back a few years ago, and even now, people still come up to me and say, "Oh, I saw that article from all those years ago, and it inspired me to go into property, and it inspired me to do this." So yeah, just keep it rolling and keep doing what you're doing, brother, because it's spot on.
Thanks,
all right, cool. Thanks. Sorry, and I don't want to hog the floor. I didn't mean to jump in and just.
No, who cares? Thank you.
No, don't worry, Charles. You're lucky you might have some people asking you some property questions tonight, so yeah, be careful. But yes, Stephen, as well as what I like about what you do with our youth, you're not just showing the arts and the sports section, you're also looking at about the educational section and those who like to go into academia. So what I'm going to do there, Stephen, I'm going to show another video to one and all, a very aspirational young man. So, if you all bear with me, I'll share my screen yet again, and let's view this video.
Oh my God.
Josh Adeyemi. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Campbell. I'm currently here at Eton College, my former school, and we are here, we're proud and gifted to start off Black History Month. So, my name's on the board up there because last year I was the boy in charge, or as we call it at Eton, the keeper of the school library, which we're currently in. I decided to apply to Eton in late year 10, just because I was inspired by an article I read in a local paper about a boy from a very similar background called Adam Roble, who'd applied and actually been offered a place here. And I thought if he could do it, then maybe I had a chance too. So sent off the application, shortlisted, and thankfully I was given, I was offered a place here. And I began in September 2017 and finished this summer. So in terms of next steps, I plan to study human, social, and political science at St John's College, Cambridge, come October. I grew up in Camberwell, which is in southeast London. I love Camberwell, but it was a place where I somewhat felt limited in terms of the opportunities available. So coming to a school like Eton, I felt would maybe provide more opportunities, which it definitely did.
And Joshua, from Proud and Gifted, we would like to
award you this,
Oh,
Josh.
wow.
This is a certificate of achievement for everything that you've done.
Thank you very much.
For your own achievement, but also the way you've inspired others. So well done. Congratulations. It's a great pleasure to award you that.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, that was unexpected. But
So well done and
thank
good
you very
luck.
much. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Coming to Eton has definitely sort of taught me to, step out of my comfort zone and do things that I might not have considered before, like trying out certain sports which are unique to here, sort of networking, to be sort of confident in myself and my abilities, definitely.
Proud and Gifted. Chapel of Eton. Who would have thought I would end up in Eton? This young king.
Love it.
Wow. The chapel.
Wow.
What's your memories of it?
So I remember singing lots of hymns here, and I remember sort of during the end of my time becoming a prefect and sort of being able to sit on the seats with a cushion. I think that's quite nice. Just sort of, yeah, lots of hymns.
Absolutely brilliant, Stephen.
My heart is
Oh.
racing.
My God, honestly, I think one of our brothers wrote in the chat, emotional, definitely. Once again, yeah.
Listen,
Surely
do you
showing.
mind if I tell you about the story with Josh?
Indeed.
Yeah, I saw him in the newspaper earlier in 2018. So, because I will troll you on social media. I will troll you. I will find you, yeah? I don't care. I'm going to find you. Found him. I went, again, message him. He said, yeah, I'd like to meet you. And I was like, wow. There was a big break. But then he said to me, he's doing the open evening at Eton. Open day. Please come. Check the sat nav. And I was like, oh, that's long. And the more I left it, from East to Eton, it went up. And my wife and my friend said to me, just go. So I thought, all right, cool. Got there. When I got there, I must admit, I was actually blown away because the head of, I think, Humanity said, oh, are you Stephen? She said, yeah, Josh sent me to meet you. So I thought, okay, cool. Thought I'd have been there for about, say, an hour. He kept me there so long. I filmed so much footage because I learned from YouTube, just film to edit. So I filmed so much footage. Then he said to me, oh, I went to meet the headmaster. I thought, no problem. I thought, right, I said to the headmaster, he goes, I know why you're here. I said, right, do you mind if we surprise him with the certificate? He said, yeah, I've got just a spot. Went into the yard. This is after Joshua took me for a tour around Eton. And that's how I got to award him with his certificate. Just like that. I told you, I could think on my feet.
Excellent. This is it. That was absolutely beautiful, brother. And you know what the beautiful thing was about watching that video? Both you and our young master looked absolutely at home there.
Yeah,
You
because
did
you know
not have
why?
a place at all.
Because I let them know, this is your moment. I'm just going to be me. But you need to sell yourself so that the world can see what you're achieving. And when he started, so when I was speaking, right, it was in September. I said, Black History Month's coming. So I went and did a quick video for Black History Month, which he done. And then on the back of that, it was really good. Eton invited me down for their first ever Black History Month meal. They've never had celebrated Black History Month. Oh, and I'm like, listen, I'm no motivational speaker, trust me. And everyone kept saying to me, Steve, don't. So I went there, and the room was mixed. There was a lot of English boys there and black boys, and I thank them all for giving us their time, because they didn't have to. It was their choice. That's when I met Lord Hastings. He was one of the main speakers, and I think he's involved with them. So again, me sitting next to Lord Hastings and Ian, I'm like, geez. I'm really. And then funny enough, I've never shared the talk I've done. Never shared it.
I think you should. Stephen, I'm going to say this probably for everyone and all as well. You say you believe you're not a motivational speaker. You don't necessarily need a degree. You just need life experience, in my opinion. You need that zest for life.
I'm not. Yeah, but I don't want people to, even though you don't ask for it. I know.
As I said, brother, I'm sorry to say, you are. Believe it or not. We can just feel the radiance from you, the excitement, the passion. And when you've got those attributes for the thing you love to do, you are motivational to one and all, more than you know. More than you know. Now, just so I don't hog up the space tonight, because I've got so many questions for you as well, brother. I'll put it once again out to everyone who has joined us tonight. Once again, thank you one and all who has joined us today. You've now joined us for the Take the Initiative party. We have our excellent brother with us tonight. He has founded Proud and Gifted. So tonight we are speaking to Stephen Oram. So I'll just do quickly few house rules. We're going to go into Q&A now. If you would like to ask Stephen or TTIP, preferably TTIP a bit later, if you would like to ask some questions, please put up your digital hand. Failing that, you can put up your hand in your actual webcam. We will scan the room and we will come to you accordingly. If you don't want to actually come on because you may be a bit shy, please do put your question in the chat. Please do prefix your question with a Q for question and then your question. So without further ado, if we could start off our Q&A with Julia Davison. So Julia, I'm going to ask you to unmute and if you could proceed.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, everybody. Julia Davidson, based in Peterborough, founder of Windrush Generation and Descendants, UK. I'm absolutely inspired. I look at you, I wish I was almost 30 years off my age. You could come and present me, Steve. I have to say, what you are doing, this is not something that is new, but what you have done is put a different, fresh take on it. I love what you're doing. I love what you've created. I love what you're energizing our young people with, because it's people like you. I have to say this, we as adults sometimes look at our young people. I can remember, I'm just going to digress just for a few moments. I can remember my dad, who is in his 98th year this year, God bless him. He used to say to me, Chum, I no time for that, maybe talk to you later. You will soon, because you don't quite understand. And I never got that narrative. But I always believe sometimes when our peers say what we do, we grow into understanding. Yeah. But what you've done is captured that initiative, and you're empowering our young people to visualize, to achieve, to aspire, to grow without criticism, without negativity. Yeah? And that's a lot about you. That's a measure of you. I want to be on your friends list. I want me and you to hook up. I want to go out and put on a t-shirt and a cap that says, I'm proud and I'm gifted and I like what you do. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so keep doing this work, which is essential. Keep doing this work that says to young people, you're not just young. We don't just see you because you are young. We're here to identify, because in our educational system, when you look at our Black children are only receiving and achieving 3% of the grades, my utmost respect to you, sir. And for that, I'm having to stand up. I don't know if you're going to see this, but I am saluting you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
All right?
Right.
You keep doing what you're doing. I love you.
Julia, right. Thank you very much. I've tried for 2.5 years. Yeah, we've been going for 2.5 years now, not to make this about me. And I think that's where a lot of us can get lost in what we're doing when it comes to platforms. So I don't shoot myself down, but I need to just remind everybody I just love what I do. And I'm just doing it to celebrate our young people.
I put in the chat to say, and my words was, when you enjoy what you do and you love what you do, those years don't even come into the equation, because you know why? Although you're inspiring young people to get the best out that they can possibly grow towards, you have given them something more. And so, in a sense, it's empowerment for you, it's personal development for you, but you are giving them something that even in the educational system up to 7, 8, 9 years, they didn't tap into. The paraplegic young lady who said she felt frustrated in school, she was excluded from sports. Come on now, it's there. And it's visual. People like to look at pictorial references. People like to look at what they can see. And when it is positive, they feed on that. Is there any wonder why that young man shouted out, this is the person who's doing this for us young people?
Yeah.
Isn't that positivity?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I appreciate it.
I'm going to put
my platform appreciates it.
Well, I'm signing up. Whatever your platform is today, I'm going to hold my hand up. If Fanta come on here tonight, I wouldn't know about you.
Yeah.
And I've researched this afternoon. I'm that kind of girl, and I like what I see, so I will be checking you out. And you know, like you said, you will find people.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Do not.
That's what I do. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Okay.
And again, obviously, if there's young people, this is to everybody in the chat, if there's young people that you know that's aspiring, it could be anything. A simple thing. They could be on time with their homework, constantly in school. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different levels of celebrating. They've attended school, even though school just gone back, but it could be anything, doing coursework. Just let us see it. We will know how to, say, draw a picture and to celebrate them.
There's young people who are looking after their parents and they've lost their school life, their rights to young life. Please make sure you capture that, because there are children under that radar as well.
I captured one back in 2019. Young Kira didn't have her life. And then what did she do as a result of that? Somebody encouraged her and she made hair products for the result of being at home looking after her mum. Lucia Loves UK. Yeah. And I think what Darren was saying is true. I'll go out my way to find non-sports or majority of non-sports, non-music, because we know we're gifted in them areas and we have to celebrate them. But academically, come on, man. You can't tell me that my young people are not talented and gifted. Can't tell me that.
Thank you, Steve. My last word to you, Booyaka. If you don't understand what that means, go check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darren.
No, thank you, Julia. Okay, now there's another person in here, one of our co-founders of TTIP, Mr. Andrew Morris, who is also very, very familiar with Stephen. So, Andrew, I'm going to ask you if you could unmute yourself, Sam. Just give a brief background as to how you both came about knowing each other.
I don't even know if Stephen will remember, but we met a year ago, just over a year ago, at the African Caribbean Youth Conference in the London School of Economics.
That was my last event, I think, that I went to, yes.
Yeah, because then lockdown came shortly afterwards. And, you know, everybody said it already. One of the things that, I mean, you know, we need to bring back the red book for you. It's like an Eamon Andrews moment, isn't it? Because I just want to add to what everyone else has said, because you know what, when I met you, I thought there's a really humble man. And I don't experience that very often. And so when I saw your platform and when you gave me your card, which I've still got, by the way, and we spoke since, I just thought, you know what, we need to celebrate this guy, because one of the things I did see, apart from that guy whose name I can't remember at Eton, I know there was a picture of some of them. Remember some of the guys? I think there were 3 guys on a video that were in their proper uniform.
Again, yeah, that video, we're out in the street, and I can't lie to you, I'm looking for footage, yeah? So I'm looking, and the 2 young boys, they were new. So Joshua gave them a nice pep talk. He more or less said to them straight, just be you. And one of them was actually from Tottenham.
Okay.
It was just be you, and you be fine. And he advised them what to do, but obviously check out for himself. And at that point, I said to them, do you mind if I can film the 3 of you? And they said, yeah. Let me tell you something now. Looking at them 3 boys, 2 of them are new, obviously. It left me speechless.
I love it. So, you know, if people haven't seen it, go on Proud and Gifted on Instagram. But the other thing I noticed the other day, somebody was on Instagram and they were doing a live, and I don't often jump on the lives because in the day I've got work to do. But this live was like, I was like, I know that face, because this person was walking around in King's Cross, it turns out. And Mentivity have celebrated you, as you know, I'm not surprised. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I'm going to go to King's Cross and see it myself. I want to see it. There's these big, massive photographs of people like Mentivity, people like Sace Lewis, and then Stephen's on there as well.
Well, it is. Them guys, to me, I call Sace my mentor, but he's not my mentor. And one day he sent me a screenshot. Somebody says to him, oh, I see that you mentor Proud and Gifted. Can you mentor me as well, right? But he's not my mentor, but that's where I put Sace.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. And again, I only met them through social media when I first started Proud and Gifted. They put me on their second exhibition at King's Cross last year. I only found out this week that they've got me down there again, where they moved it round the other side.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll be getting to do live, but like I said, I look up at other platforms that's doing whatever it is for young people, and them guys, Sace, Leon, Tyson, Mentivity.
Yes.
If you can look up that platform, I kid you not, you will not be let down. But Sace does a lot of independent advocate work because he's been on Channel 4 News.
Yes.
Them guys are uplifting, as you said.
The last 2 things I'll say, for people that don't know who Sace is the guy that was stopped by the police during lockdown for allegedly selling drugs. He was actually delivering food. He then said, right, I'm going to come and teach you people how you need to interact with black people. And that's exactly what he did. He went to Scotland Yard and he taught officers, trained them, you know, how they need to be interacting. But the other thing I was going to say is just around kind of you and what you're doing. I think that is, you know, it's awesome. I think that you're an awesome guy, and this is what we need to keep kind of doing and celebrating, really. You know, Charles and everybody, you know, Julia and Co's already said it. I can't say thank you enough for what you do. And this is the reason that when we spoke, we were like, you know, we've got to get this guy on to talk about what he's doing, because you don't know what you don't know. This is the thing, you know, you don't know what you're doing, and it's really important.
And Julia's right. What I'm doing ain't nothing new. But I just believe, because you have to talk up for yourself, I believe I'm one of the most consistent platforms. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of the most consistent platforms that's celebrating our youth.
Do you know, the last thing I'll say as well, though, and I love this about you, is the whole appropriate adult thing that we spoke about and that you mentioned tonight. One of the things I often say to people is that, you know, cases are not won in police stations, but they're often lost. And they're lost because they don't have people like yourself or a solicitor who's got their back. So it's really important that you're doing what you're doing, because appropriate adults really don't get, you know, nobody knows who they are or what they do. No. Usually it will be a parent. And the thing is, you're acting in loco parentis in what you're doing. I don't know if you not realise that, but you are. No. And it's really important. And I big you up, man. But I'm going to shut up because there's lots of people that want to talk. So
yeah, just want to say, just on appropriate adult, because I'll be quick. For me, that's one of the best jobs I've ever done, because people, as I said at the beginning, everyone's innocent to proven guilty. Even if you go to court, it's for the court to find you guilty, not in a police station. But and I've had parents that say, "Oh, because you're there, you can act as my son's AA," and I'm like, why leave your children to the system? But as we say, but no. Thank you very much.
No, big up, man. Big up. I'm going to shut up because I can see lots of people want to talk.
That's fine.
Thank you very much for that, Andrew. Always appreciated. So our next in line to ask a question is Alan. So, Alan, if you'd like to unmute yourself, sir.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening to you. Yes, we certainly can.
Wow, what an evening. Oh, my God. This is crazy. I mean, oh, my gosh. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm standing up and saluting to you too. You can't see it, but you're getting the salute from me. I mean, number one, I'll just try and go through the couple of points that I've picked up from you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
There needs to be one of you in every borough for these assisted parent thing, because I've been in that situation when I was a lot younger. I've seen a lot of my children go through the similar thing, and like you say, it's like Andy says, it's a tipping point where you can go one way or another. Yeah. And if you haven't got the right advice at that crucial point, that scary point, especially if you haven't been involved in anything before, that point is so crucial. You easily just say the wrong thing, or you just do whatever to get out sometimes. But sometimes you need to just shut your mouth or get the right advice. And that point, having it from someone that's kind of got your best interests at heart, like you do.
100%.
Who understands the situation. You've been in a council estate. You understand exactly where they're coming from. Not, roughly. You know exactly where they're coming from. It is so, thank you for coming and doing what you're doing. It's so important. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love it, man.
Second point, one of my sons, a long time, about 10 years ago, we were watching a program, and it was some children that was, in a program. They were been naughty and they've been rehabilitated, and they were going off to Italy to rehabilitate them. And my son said to me, "Well, Dad, what do I get? Because I haven't actually done anything wrong. What do I get?" I had to look at him and say nothing.
Yeah.
And that gutted me. I'm like, yeah, you get nothing for being good round here. But hey, you get attention if you're being bad. And that's the wrong message. So
yeah, but that's the message. But that's what we live on. I've had young people say to me, "Oh, why is Thing always going on residential holidays and he's always in trouble, but I'm never in trouble?" But I said, you know what? Unfortunately, it's just the way the system's set up. But yeah, I totally agree.
I had a parent that was having real problems with her child, and they actually said, "Look, send me to that thing where I can get some new trainers, rather than do as I'm told." And he ended up going to the thing because his friend told him, whose friend who didn't have any parents, told him it was all great. They were getting trainers, they were getting this and that, didn't have to be told off. So he left his actual home to this place. You know, we should be supporting families, because family is so important. It's done so much for me. I've been fortunate to have a mother and father when I was growing up, and I know the value of that. You know, fortunately, with my nephews and nieces, some of them get left behind for the parents walk away, but I will stay there with the nephews and nieces till they're, even now, they're like, "Oh, well, I'm a second dad to all of them," because we have to look after our young. We cannot just leave them to anybody to influence them. Simple as that.
And
so
that's what I'm saying.
100% love it.
That's what I mean. In the police station, when I've got parents, remember, I don't judge no one because I don't know them. I don't know their lifestyle. But why would you leave your child to raise the system, to raise your child, and then you question why your child may have, say, bad days? Because most of young people, some of them just want love.
Yes,
some of them just want to be loved, and they want to be with their parents, but for whatever reason,
no, but someone even cares whether they do right or wrong, because some of them, they want to push the boundaries, but if no one actually tells them, hey, that's wrong, then they'll just keep on going, because no one's actually showed up enough to care to say, hey, you know what, that is wrong. You know what I mean?
I do the same with all the niece and nephews or family members around me. I don't like when they say, I'm going to ring Uncle Stephen. I'm thinking, come on, man, you can't. You can't put that on me. But if it works for them, because what it is, I speak with young people. I don't speak at them. A lot of people,
there's a big difference.
Get it mixed. Yeah, they speak at them and through them. I speak with them. When my nephew used to stay here, I said, Jay, dishes are yours. There ain't no argument. Because if you don't wash the dishes, you know what's going to happen. But once he washes it, he can get on with what he's doing in the house. And I just think, yeah, it's just that level. I'm going to ring Uncle Stephen. I'm like, no.
No. Okay, my next point is that the smiles on the faces of those children, the empowerment you could see, the belief and the inspiration you could see. I mean, that's so priceless. If that can happen in just those one people, those one children, look how it can affect our whole entire race, our whole entire population, the whole country, if things were just changed a little bit to the left. We're not asking for a massive change. What you're doing isn't rocket science, like Julia said. It's just something that we can do that's going to actually promote something positive, rather than, like you say, concentrating on all the crime and all the misery. You know, we still have a drink afterwards. We still, you know, things do go wrong, but we still have to enjoy ourselves as people.
And they need to be celebrated. And they need to be celebrated. That's the thing. Just them two simple things, right? Just them simple two things. I must admit, when I was giving out my awards, I filmed them, I'm happy, I'm gone. But when I'm watching back the video and the edits, now I'm thinking, wow, because I don't tell them what to say. All I say to them, do you mind giving a message for young people? Because I like when the young lead the young. So I said, and when they're giving that message, I'm like, wow, I didn't catch it when I was filming it. But when I'm watching it back now, I'm thinking, yeah, you lot really care for your generation.
I don't think you're going to have to look far to get talent. I mean, everywhere I go, I see so much amazing talent. And I'm like, why does this person not get signed? Why does this person not? So please keep in touch with us so that, you know, you can be a vessel, you know, we can be a vessel for you to get some of these guys that we've got here just doing nothing really with their lives.
Once lockdown is over, once lockdown's over, you're going to see Stephen on your screen, like there's no tomorrow. I can't wait to get out there.
Thank you. Bro. Appreciate you. I'll give someone else some time to ask questions. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. So our next person to ask us a question would be our elder, Sister Nzinga. So, Sister Nzinga, I'm going to ask if you could unmute yourself, please.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Good evening, Sister.
Can you hear me?
Indeed, yes.
Great. Greetings, and thank you very much indeed. I mean, I really appreciate all that you've done and are doing, and I'm sure with your energy that you're going to continue to even greater heights. One of the things I wanted to bring in, I'm actually the treasurer for the Friends of our local youth club, and so we have still got a youth club in Merton where I live, and the problems that you're speaking of are the problems that the young people relate at the youth centre about their parents not taking an interest, not going up to the school to challenge when they report, you know, that things are going on. And so I really appreciate all that you're saying, and I really am proud of you and your work.
Thank you very much.
And also, obviously, take the initiative. I'm new to this party. I've just recently joined them. I also, though, wanted us as a people to try to bring to light the fact that our people have been doing massive and great work in this country for years. And it's just not acknowledged. And this is why our young people don't know. My children attended one of the first Saturday schools in this country, Queen Mother Moore Saturday School at Nelson's Row in Clapham, where they would bring in high commissioners from the Caribbean, high commissioners from Africa, Walter Rodney came and spoke. I don't know if many of you have heard of Walter Rodney, the Guyanese author of How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Just to say, we need as a people to begin to bring to the world all of the organizations that's out there. There's Origins, the 100 Black Men of London, the Africa Bantu Saturday School, Alkebulan School of Excellence. You know, Africa Bantu Saturday School, it's at Tulse Hill. And you know why I'm bringing them up? That's been going for nearly 25 years now. Started from nothing. And all of the young people, we've got biochemists, we've got medical doctors, they all come back and teach in the Saturday School when they've qualified, so that they can be passing on. I'm more than happy to share with Darren the list, because I've been a Pan-Africanist organising in this country since the 80s. And so I know a whole heap of what's going on. And I just want us to bring that out there, because oftentimes a lot of our people think people aren't doing anything. There's masses of people. Sister Shanice, I don't know if you've heard of Sister Shanice. She used to run the Starlight Academy at Osley Road, where she would get together young singers and artists. And, you know, there is just so much out there. And we really, especially you as young people with all this social media, I'm not too good with it, but you are. Bring it to the attention of people so we know we have been working. We're just not getting the publicity so that our children can see and feel inspired and empowered. But thank you so much for your work, and I'm sure I shall meet you. I don't know if you know Paul, who organised Origins, where they do exactly. I know Paul for Yonks. So these things need to get out there so the world knows we are doing our job, and it's for them to publicise us.
Sorry, can I ask the name of the Saturday School, please?
Africa Band. I'll put it in the chat. Africa Bantu at Abbots Park Road, opposite what's that? St Martin in the Field Girls' School in Tulse Hill. That operates there every Saturday. Even now with lockdown, they're still doing a bit of work. We've got Alkebulan School of Excellence in East London. I mean, they've got some giants there. If you see those children perform and give speeches about Malcolm and Garvey and, you know, serious stuff. So I'll put it in the chat for you.
Yeah, please put in the chat, because look, I've learned something new today, because I didn't know about these Saturday schools. So thank you very much.
I'm going to put some information, and please email. You're welcome to have it. I'm happy to share all the information.
Because I would, in turn, I'm quite heavy on social media, so I will be sharing their Saturday schools and that. That's not a problem for me.
The Black Cultural Archives at 1 Windrush Square in Brixton, where you can go and
I'll go there. That's amazing.
Information you want on the legacy of Black people in this country.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Shut up now.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. No, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Elder Nzinga. But honestly, family, if there's nothing our elder doesn't know, it's not worth knowing. That's a true warrior right there. We've got to give her flowers as she is with us now. But yes, Brother Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, people have also asked, how far afield in the UK do you travel to see these young people?
There ain't no limit in the United Kingdom. There's no limit. I was meant to go to Northern Ireland one day, and obviously, and then that got cancelled. The furthest I've been so far is Manchester. But again, I filmed a young person, and it's not a problem. But the parent didn't want me to share the video.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and like I was trying to explain to the mum that I do this because we need the message to get out there of what the young person's doing. She thought about it. To be honest with you, she admitted to me, she spoke to some of her friends and they said they don't think she should do it. And I said to her, that's the problem right there. But it's your child. I fully respect that. But you should have the final say, not your friends. But yeah. And it was a really nice young boy as well. Oh my God. And this was the end of 2019. But again, the child was 15 or 16, so I have to respect the fact that legal guardians But yeah, we travel around the United Kingdom.
Excellent.
I was meant to go Abu Dhabi last year. I was going for a trip, and the school wanted me to come there to recognise one of the young people. So I was gutted when lockdown officially. I was gutted, right? Because that would have been my first international young person, but it's cool.
Right, I'm sure, brother, with the work you're doing, I'm sure that invitation is an open invitation.
Yeah, but we keep the faith.
Exactly. And as you can hear, being a native of Leeds, West Yorkshire, obviously that's a bit of a selfish question for myself. So obviously I need to make sure we're getting your links in Leeds.
Please, yeah. Seriously, all I ask is just tag us in stories, send us stories. If I'm honest, we reply to at least 90-95% of our DMs. And then at least we can have the info for us to go back and research and study and just see how we can fit in. We're changing what we're doing now, because before, if you was up until about 16, we weren't giving out medals, just certificates. But someone made a point the other day, when someone wins a medal at football or Olympics, no matter how old they are, they still love their prize. So what we're doing, everybody's going to receive a personal little trophy when we get back on the road.
Excellent. Because, yeah, the one thing we're lacking as well, we don't know how our young brothers and sisters are doing in the likes of Wales, Scotland, north of the M25 at some time. But once again, we appreciate you, brother, because once again, you're only one person. So please don't think I'm being judgy. Don't think I'm trying to be a smart ass. Choose language. We just need more of you. And where I can assist and where I'm sure everybody on here is listening, thinking, my God, what an amazing brother. Yeah, we need to help this man. We really need to help this man. So,
saying, proud and gifted. I've got saying, proud and gifted, what do? We celebrate young people's achievements. And when I go to events, that's all I've got people saying. I film them, pull it up. That's just it. Celebrate young people's achievements.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, without further ado, sir, let's get back into some more Q&A there. So our next person is our lovely sister, Teresa Hatchett. Teresa, if you'd like to unmute yourself, please, sister.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Darren. Hi, Stephen.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Stephen, I got to say this. You have managed to encapsulate an age that I believe all of us who have left that age wish that we could remember. In your persona and the way you express yourself and the way you speak about your enthusiasm, it is so infectious. And to be listening to you, I just feel that I'm gifted because I can recognize you. And I feel that's a gift, just to recognize you in what you're doing. And I really would love to work with you, because one of the challenges I've been working on in my head and in my heart through the lockdown is how are we going to help the children who are struggling with this COVID, and they're not gifted in any of the obvious ways, but they are keeping themselves together, mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
And how, some of them are just managing to be polite. Some of them are just managing to stay in the home and don't go find bad company. So I created a thing. I've created a company with a team of 5 of us called Take 3 Chefs, and we're working with the community to elevate the Black culture. Take 3 Chefs.
Okay, yeah, I've written that.
We've got a website.com, and we're elevating the Black culture and all the goodness that we have with through food, but in our rhythms and our routines, our conversations, our families, a Sunday lunch, all of those things. And I'd love to be able to talk to you a bit more about it. But there's another thing that I've created called Collateral Beauty. And to me, what you're doing is collateral beauty. It's not collateral damage, it's collateral beauty. I created it where I am a photographer as well as other things, and I used to take pictures on my phone and send it to my friends to cheer them up every day. And people used to say to me, "Where did you take that picture?" And I'd say, "Just outside your house," and they couldn't believe it. So I coined the phrase collateral abuse, using art to reach the heart. And I think you are doing that, but you have managed to bottle your youth and transcend through the camera to us. And it's incredible what you do. It's a natural gift. And I just commend you on how amazing that presence that you have is, because that's what young people read. They don't read the words, they read the presence. And that's what you really, I'm receiving you as a person who is full of light, who is living full potential in the moment that I'm experiencing you in. And that's a gift for us to be able to experience. And I was laughing when you said about Eton, because I went to Eton, not as a female to study, but when I was young, and I was a black model, and I was the only black person in the whole place. And it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. So well done.
Yeah, because those places, as you know, they weren't designed for us.
No,
and
they weren't.
Can I ask you a question? Is that your page?
Yeah, it looks like us. Is that
right,
5
cool.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 woman and 4 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were on African foodie show on Monday, but I just wanted to commend you and to say there's a gentleman doing good work, and I'd love you to meet him. His name is Zion, and he's called Peace Ball. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's using football to help the community as well. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to commend you and just being just so alive. Thank you for reminding me.
I like to say
how to be alive.
That's cool. Thank you for your kind words. I'm now following you. I think Take 3 chefs. It's in red, gold, and green.
I'll put my email in. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it is. Yes, it is. I can't remember. Take3chefs.com. Take3chefs.com.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like I said, to what you're saying about bottling it, once again, never looked at it like that. I just had to find a way to engage and let our young people know that you're in charge. This is your platform. I'm just here to shout for you and celebrate you. So thank you very much.
Well, you're top of the mountain in my eyes. I am just so impressed by you. I'm speechless. Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Teresa. For those who don't know, Teresa Hatcher is a part of the Take the 3 Chefs. Once again, an excellent group spreading the knowledge of how one can go about preparing Caribbean food. So once again, as you're all aware, Caribbean food is not just for us from the Caribbean. it is eaten worldwide. Hell, I'm sure you've seen many a celebrity chef giving their take on our food, but hey, that's a conversation for another day. But Take the 3 Chefs, spreading excellent knowledge, showing us how we can eat healthily, cook our food healthily. Absolutely brilliant. So Teresa, once again, thank you again for coming on board tonight. So with that being said, Stephen, let's get some more Q&As if you're still with us there, sir.
Yeah, come on.
Excellent. So straight on to our brother Brian. Brian, I'm going to ask you to unmute, sir.
Hi, can you hear me?
Indeed.
Yes, Stephen, I applaud what you're doing. I just want to know, with your interaction with young gifted people, have you ever thought about getting some of these people together and going to the council, like special educational needs, or going to yachts, youth offending teams, or the youth services, and quite a lot of the community type aspects of organisations?
I'm going to be honest. The answer is no.
Right. Because I think
I like to be honest, and the answer for what we got on our list, no. But that is a phenomenal suggestion, I have to say.
I think that these people could be what they were, young influencers to people who are going wayward. And I think that you should be in touch with people like Jeff Boone at Scotland Yard. He's a black, used to be the black commander for Croydon Council, and they moved him to New Scotland Yard. So that's another person you should get in touch with.
I met him. I was on a Zoom with him. Donna Zoom a few months ago. That man is amazing.
He is.
He is amazing.
And I'm just saying, on a white aspect, for Croydon, you should get in touch with JD Knight, Inspector JD Knight. He's very much into community things, and he's quite, I think he's the second highest within the police force there. And also, to expand your business, I was thinking about, why don't you get a lot of very black influencers, business people like a guy called Charles Gordon. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah, that guy is like...
and some other very influential people out there in the black community. Try and get to know business leaders, you know, people who's done well, and set up, how can I put it? Do you know, like you have the Grammys?
Yes.
All right. So what you do once a year, you do an award. You get backing by the police, backing by the council, backing by various investors, and what you do is get people together, schools as well. Get schools, some of the best people, 20% of them going to this place, this venue, and some other places. You know, you get a lot of people, and you bring people in to give awards as well to new people, or a yearly thing. Try and make it a big event, and down the line, I hope to see you on telly to do, say, like a one-off event. Yeah. So, you know, it's just little ideas, but that's what I'm going to do.
No, I appreciate the ideas, but I appreciate the ideas. The thing is, we had this award ceremony lined up for February last year, but then we was watching, and obviously you could see COVID was coming, so that killed the event then. But there is an event coming.
Can I interject there? Because we're actually doing something, undertaking the initiative. If I can get my words out, undertaking the initiative for the community heroes. So it's something that we could probably even just work together on, because ultimately it's the same essence. I mean, we were looking not just at the kids, but we were looking at the adults as well. But basically identifying and recognising the heroes within our community. We've done a billboard campaign about it, and we've had a lot of response and a lot of people that have gotten basically in touch with us and nominated various people. So I think that is something that, if you're up for it, we'll definitely have a conversation about and we can work together on. Because we were looking at doing it, and we were playing around with Fairfield Halls because they've got a ballroom in there with a capacity of up to 1,000 people. But yeah, so if that's something you're interested in, we could definitely work together on that, because that's something that we're doing regardless, and we were looking at doing it at the back end of summer. So 100% love that. And Brian, you're all the way there as always.
Hold fast, because I've got a million ideas, but good luck. I
just want to say to Brian, as you said, they're not little ideas. Every idea is a fantastic idea that will help our community. That will help our community. And show our community in a positive way. So thank you very much.
That's no.
I made notes. See, I made notes.
No, thank you very much for what you're doing. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I made notes. Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
So, Brian, if you would be so kind to also share in the chat what you've shared with us all tonight, that would really be appreciated. Did you hear me, Brian? Just give a thumbs up if you could share what you advised in the chat.
Yeah, sorry about this. I was at Libyan, so I don't know everything I said, but I'll put down some stuff if I can remember it. Yeah?
By all means, please do. Thank you again. Thank you. Excellent. So
can I say something?
Carry on, Stephen. Sorry.
I like one thing Brian said, though, I have to say, is about getting young people together to go to other young people. Because I had a different idea, but that idea sits really well. Like, I go to a yacht, think places like that. So yes, I had an idea, but it wasn't like that. So I will be, when you see me out on the screen, you know that, yeah, that's Brian's idea. No problem.
Love it. No, and it's important because even with the event, I mean, what we were playing with is getting the young people in black ties, getting them dressed up, getting them to do the things that they wouldn't ordinarily get to do, and to see the things they wouldn't, just to get used to that life. Because I think those are things that are extended to a privileged few, and really those are things that we need to almost make the norm for our community. We need to make them want to aspire for better, and that means to just kind of get them involved, get their toe in the water, let them get involved, see what life is really about, and see what the finer things in life are really about, and that will inspire them to want to do more. So yeah, no, you're spot on, 100% with it, 100%.
Spot on.
So a question from me to you there, Stephen. Would you be averse to getting assistance from others whom share your passion throughout the nation, as in the UK? Because we appreciate you're only one person. We can't put all this on your shoulders, brother. So with that being said, yeah, it's that case where we all need to be coming together. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child.
Trust me. Yeah, you know what? Just come. Please, just come. The platform can only move in a bigger direction, more positive light, with the help of others.
Excellent. Well, with that being said, as one and all can see throughout the broadcast, I've been putting in the details for and getting in contact with Stephen and his organisation. Once again, there is Proud and Gifted. Please go to his website. Stephen, just in case you want to actually put any additional details in, as in personal email address, some contact number, whatnot, feel free to do that, brother. So with that being said, on to Alan. Alan, if you'd like to unmute yourself, sir.
Oh, yeah, back again. Great. Wow, this just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, man.
Steve, there's a couple points as well. You kind of remind me of a younger version of me, but not held back, if you understand what I mean. I had the passion to do things. I feel like, oh, this needs to change and that needs to change, but I always felt held back by society, number one, telling me that, hey, you're stepping out of your lane. The next one is when you say a complaint, you get told, hey, you're out of order for complaining. You know, so like, well, that's a bit racist, but no, why are you complaining? You know what I mean? But if you say it's about, for example, you, it's a big deal, but it'll be the same thing. So props to you for pushing through those barriers. You know, I feel that if I'd have had that push, that key to push through things back then, I'd be a lot further now. I mean, I'm 56 now, and I've just about managed to have the confidence to be on YouTube live, and I've only been doing this for about six weeks or six whatever. But what you're doing for the kids is so important.
Can I ask you a question? So how are you finding doing it?
How am I finding doing it?
Being live on that, yeah.
It's empowering, and TTIP are helping me learn more. So just by helping them, because most of us are volunteers. I mean, I'm not working here, but most of us are volunteers, and I'm learning by helping. I'm feeling. I wish this was my job. Like you're in a job that you like to do, and I think so many people would benefit if they're doing a job that they like doing. They would be showing up on time. They wouldn't even take a day off, most of them, because they're doing a job that they like. And I think that's what we need to do: put people in roles that they like. Even with schools, give kids learnings in ways that get through to them. Don't just put everybody on the same plane, because you're putting some people at a disadvantage by just saying everybody has to learn by writing. Some people might learn by doing it, or by reading or videos. We need to cater for the individual, because that's what we are. We're all individuals together as one. So
the thing is, I know what you're saying about you wish you could have done it years ago. Remember, with all that ideas that we never saw through. So you're not on your own. With my family, because my son's 24, my daughter's 27. I'm 50, by the way, just in case.
You don't look it, bro.
I'm 50. Good, right? So I've always tried things, but one day when my son looked at me and said, "Steve, I like what you're doing," you know, because sometimes it calls me by my government name, right? And I looked at him, I was like, to myself, I said, well, he's never said that before. I think he's seen the consistency in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve. And that is just look at young black boys like himself to say, you can do it. Why about society?
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about this for years with my family. They must be bored of me talking about what's going on and for them to actually see me now actually here in a political party doing the things I've been talking about for years, to me, it's empowering to them. And they are saying to me, Dad, I'm proud of you. You know, it burns me. You know, you can't get a better feeling than that when your child tells you that they are proud of you. You understand? Usually it's you, the father, telling them that they're proud. But so, thank you, children. I love you all. I really love you all. And grandchildren, amazing. I love you all. Mum, everybody. Okay. But anyway, there was another point I just wanted to catch before I get on. Sorry about that. You said that we never had a platform. And then you changed it to say, well, you know, like now we've got a platform. And yeah, I appreciate it. TTIP, Charles, I'm so grateful to you to giving us this opportunity to making this vessel become a real thing. You know what I mean? Rather than something that we just talk about. And TTIP, Andy, thank you very much.
Oh, you're frozen there, Alan.
It's frozen.
Every day I am so blessed that you guys have come into my life because I was giving up. But 2019, I was giving up. I'm like, this is it. I'm done talking. Nobody else cares. I'm done. I've been out marching. I only see white people, but now I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing black, white, Mexican, Chinese. Everybody is getting involved, and it's a new wave. And I hope it continues. We cannot let up on the gas. We have to keep our foot down and keep going until we get significant change. So yeah, I think there was one more quick point. I'm sorry to say. I'm trying to rush through. The other thing you said was find a name that represents what you're doing or represents you. Yeah. That is so important because that's why my name is Alan M-I-H. Make it happen. My son, he did a speech about 5 years ago which empowered a lot of people, and he ended up saying, do more. Just no matter what you're doing, do more. And he became Mr. Do More, Carl Do More. And it inspired me to make a name for myself. And I thought, well, what does person to me? And I thought, you know what, I believe anyone can do anything. So I'm Mr. Make It Happen because that's what I believe. Doesn't mean I can do it. It means I believe it. And I think that everyone has that power in them to do anything. They just have to have that mind unlocked. Not be thinking, oh, you can't do it. Think, how can I do it? And anything is achievable. So I appreciate vessels like you, and I'm fully supporting you. Yeah, that was it. Thank you. Thanks.
No, that's cool. Thank you very much. Like I said, it goes back to young people and adults. Got to believe in yourself. Remember, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? I keep telling people.
I've learned so much from the young children. It's just amazing. Yeah. We need the two, the older, the younger together. We can really. It's the young people involved in this for sure.
It's there. The young people right now are blowing up. Whatever field of work, young people.
Do you know
they're not letting us down?
They're not getting enough support. I mean, I've got children around me that have been technologically savvy from about 3 years old. And they're in school at 14 years old, and they're saying they still haven't got IT lessons. And like, that's a disgusting disgrace. Our country should be full of IT information, students growing up in the IT world, knowing fully IT capable by the time they leave work, leave school. And it's not happening for men. I don't know if it's happening in a lot of places, but it's definitely not happening in my area. And with one of my youngest son, who's 14, he's really disappointed. And like I say, at 3 years old, he was changing the computer into Google, but now he's got less information than he did back then, and he wasn't at school back then.
Do you know what? May I?
No, I absolutely don't. Never will. But thanks to people like you, I'll keep going. Giving us a few more lease of life.
Can I jump in there? Just one bit, just based on what you guys were saying a second ago about attitude and mindset. And I think it's an important point to mention, especially while we're talking about the youth, because one thing I call it, I've got a theory that I've always worked with, and I call it the Superman theory. And basically, when we're 15, 16, 17, we've got big plans. We've got big plans. We're going to take over the world. We're going to do everything we can fly. We physically believe we can fly. There's nothing we can't do. And what happens is you go through life, and if you take the opportunities and you take the risks then you'll find that you can actually fly. The thing that made me successful in business is the fact that I started when I was 19 years old and I had nothing to lose. But I believed I could fly. And I'm going to make this make sense in a second. But what that did for me is there was nothing in my mind that I couldn't achieve. And what I find, and the difference between, I think, me and other people is other people have gone and gotten a job generally. And that job in itself is quite limiting. And what you find is they'll go through life and they're in a position where it's not that they believe they can fly. They come out with all the great ideas, all the passion, everything else, and it gets beaten out. Then sooner or later, they say, well, actually, you can't fly. And then sooner or later, they start to believe and lose their ability to fly purely because their belief in their ability to fly is gone. And I think it's important that people keep that. That's why, for me, I used to try and do a lot of try and get the kids young while they still believe they can fly before they lose the passion, before it gets beaten out of them, before they lose the ability to fly in their minds. Because everything that we do in life, it's a psychological thing. And if we believe it, we can achieve it. And if we're programmed to find the reasons why not, then we won't. So the key, I think, is just keeping, I call it the Superman theory, keep the Superman theory, always believe you can fly and try and encourage everyone around you that they can fly, because the truth of the matter is we can. If we needed to, and we needed to survive, we needed to build a rocket and fly to the moon, we would build that rocket and fly to the moon. But it all comes down to, a lot of people are defeated in the mind. It's a psychological defeat. It's not a physical defeat. The truth is they don't believe they can do it, which is why they can't do it. And I think those are some of the most important parts and the difference to me between success and failure in a lot of things. But I just wanted to jump in with that and add to that point you were mentioning earlier. So
that's cool, man.
Well, Charles, that was quite inspirational.
Yeah, come on.
To say the least. Oh gosh, to say, yeah, we're going to have your
Charles for Prime Minister. Come on.
Yeah, we're going to be having your own section on entrepreneurial anyway, and you don't know that anyway. But yeah, very quickly, family. It was a very interesting point Alan mentioned about the IT field. For those who don't know me, I am actually an IT project manager. I deal with the likes of going into companies, the likes of Microsoft, Ralph Lauren, Accenture, and so forth. What my job is to do is build a team who can actually roll out various IT projects. For those who are au fait in IT, that could be what's known as ERPs or CRMs, customer relationship management tools, and enterprise relationship tools as well. But of course, as we all know, IT is a wide field, wide. The thing about me, what got me into IT, I had a zest for it when I was young. Now, for those of us who are of an age, I'm 42, once upon a time, we used to have PCs such as Amstrad. Amstrad, in loading various programs, you had a disk. Sorry, a disk, a tape. An actual tape. Now, some may be thinking, what the hell does he mean by a tape? So, literally, you're going to put it in, press play, and it would then load the actual thing. So, from there, I actually got into it, buying loads of computer program magazines and whatnot, and actually started doing a bit of programming myself. Love it. Very quickly, sorry to digress, people, but I think this is very vital, and we'll get into some more Q&A. For those who have young people and not sure if when they say, I want to get into IT, great. Question them, what type of IT? Okay. Like I said, it's a myriad, anywhere from hardware to software and so on. What's hot right now is the cloud, okay? So in other words, we're going from having physical things to work on to now using basically the internet to get the information, whether that means downloading a Microsoft application like Word. For example, some people use Google Docs and so forth. You're getting that from the cloud. Okay, so ultimately, the big things which are popping off right now are cloud computing, AI, artificial intelligence, ML, machine learning, and of course, cyber security. So once again, when you're hearing about people talking about, okay, actually, we're getting cyber attacks, certain websites are going down, and so on and so forth, that is cyber security. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to put some links into the actual chat. For those of you who have young children, hell, even if you want to get into programming as well, utilize those links. Okay?
Wicked.
That will teach our youngsters how to go about it. So as you can see, blackboyscode.com, blackgirlscode.com, codetoday.co.uk. Absolutely brilliant. Get our youngsters learning the technology so they can be the movers and shakers of tomorrow. They can be the new Googles. They can be the new Microsofts. Believe me, there is so much money in this world. There's so much opportunity in this world. Don't let anybody try and tell you or your children, no, that's for others, not for the likes of us. No. Far from it. I am testament to you all today, family. It can be done. But I will not lie to you. Hard work is required. Charles did not get to where he got to by just chance. It was hard work. And more importantly, he started young. So once again, those resources I put in the group, please get them onto it immediately. Thank you, family. So
can I just say,
I'm sorry.
Can I just say, as much as everybody's kind enough to say they've learned a lot from me today, I've left there with so much knowledge. You just don't understand. That's gonna help my platform grow to the next level.
There you go, brother. Each one teach one, as they say.
You know what? That's why these things are so important. And I think one thing that people don't really realize, the power of networking. And when I say networking, people only think about it in the course of connecting other businesses, but it's not. It's about having like-minded people around you, because if you've got people around you that are positive and that want to get things done, then they'll inspire you to get things done. If you've got people around you that are constantly telling you what can't be done, then all of a sudden you start in your mind believing what can't be done. So I think the network and just connecting the dots, that's why all of these things are so important, because as a unit of people, as we connect together, we become more powerful units of people, and those are the things that are going to make the difference between success and failure in all of what we're doing. So 100%. I think it's just about connecting the dots and network, and I think everyone has to fully understand the importance of it.
Indeed. So with that being said, Glenda, I believe you haven't spoken yet. So Glenda, can you still hear me? I'm going to ask you to unmute, and if you could ask your question, please.
Wow. As usual, I love coming on. Can you hear me?
Indeed. Could you introduce yourself first and then ask your question?
Oh, okay. Wait. Mr. Stephen, smile. Your smile is infectious. Yeah. I'm smiling too. And everybody else. Okay, Glenda, I gotta come up north. Oh, you can hear me. Internet's very unstable. Okay, gotta come up north. Stop keeping all these people in the south. We need you up here in the north. Brilliant what you shared today, and so much information. One of the things is you are very loving, very passionate, and I think it's everyone. Yeah, and I think when you've got that in you anyway, and we all do, just that some of us have got it, it's been blocked or whatever. That's a different. But I think one of my questions is, what? I know you said it's the children, but what else is it that motivates you? Because I feel there's a deep connection with many of us here. It is the passion. I felt for Alan. Alan, I said it in the chat. Sometimes, no, seriously, you just got to stay focused and take the initiative. Stop getting that wage and get out there and do it for yourself. Honestly, it takes and trust in that greater power that's in you, spiritually, whatever you want to call it. You know, because at the end of the day, what's worth more than anything is peace, your love, your happiness. Sometimes, you know, I don't rely on that. I've done 50 odd years of relying on a wage, and I was unhappy, depressed, ill. And then the minute we started trusting in whatever, we've achieved so much. You've achieved so. So sometimes we have to take the initiative. That's why Sakina made me come to this group. So I think it's a great thing. But I just want to know, sidetracking, what is it that keeps, I just want to know if it's the same. I think it is, but I want to know, what is it that keeps you going?
Before you answer that, Stephen, Glenda, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Glenda Andrew. I live in Preston. My parents are from Dominica. They came here in the 60s. And I'm the co-founder of Preston Windrush Generation and Descendants UK. Since then, in 2 years, which we celebrated a couple of ago. So as an advocate, and I see you as one, what I call an advocate. You know, you are what I call an advocate. People say they're advocates, they're not advocates. An advocate is a voice for those children, a voice for those people that, because you're helping them have their voice. So that's what we do as well. And I'm also one of the lead facilitators for the Windrush Community Response. So that now is about responding to those issues that not just communities, but individuals face, whether it's criminal justice, health, education, work. And I'm so glad you're an advocate for I can never say the word, entrepreneurship. And there needs to be more of it. More of the young people and more of it for the... So, and I live in Preston, and I'm a proud Lancashire. Is that good? I could tell you so much what I do, but I think this platform tonight is to welcome and celebrate you as well. You know, celebrate you, because, and that's another thing, because in celebrating them, you're saying, and if people don't get that without that ego, that's the difference. You know, and that's one thing I've learned in this, is about in giving. You're giving something so much more that, and I think it's love. I really think it's a deep, you know what I mean? It's not about money. It's something deep within you, and you can't put it in words, but it comes out in act. It's about being who you are. And when people realize that they got to be who they are, and if you don't know who you are, just keep looking in the mirror and keep asking yourself, and you'll show up. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. Honestly, absolutely. And it's great. Do you know what I love? Great when you meet people like you. Yeah. And I think that, and that's amazing. And that's what I think it is. When you can look at somebody else, but you feel it. You don't look at the answer. The answer is in it. You see it. You feel it. You know it. But if you don't know it, that's the difference. And some people don't get it. Some people don't get it. But I feel it and I see it and I know and I see it with a lot of people here. And that's great. And children, oh my God, children have it. You know, children have it. From a baby, they have it. You just got to let them be, regardless of where they go sometimes. Right, shut me up now, Darren.
Oh, well, what I will say, sister, it's no point shutting you up because the marvellous work you are doing.
Yeah, it's no point. Yeah, I agree.
It's underrepresented. It's unknown how we are shaking up the government, the Home Office, with the despicable behaviour they're dealing with the Windrush Society. And may I just add to one and all, the Windrush is not just a black phenomenon. This takes over all races. So as much as they try and put it out there to put people off, when you hear Windrush scandal, it's not just for black. It's not affecting just black people.
Everybody.
But the work that Preston Windrush is doing, Glenda, Anthony Brown, Julia Davidson, even Charles Gordon has helped as well to move it on to the next realms of where we need to challenge the government. Absolutely excellent work, Glenda. Thank you.
And that's why I said what I said. And I think, Stephen, you know, when someone says, "Why am I here?" and I think Alan's touched on it as well. Yeah, because you were getting emotional. When you realise your purpose is to show other people what their purpose is.
Yeah.
You're here to show others what they need to do. You don't need to tell them what to do. You're just here to tell them and show them by you doing what you do. So let's all take the initiative. Now, Stephen, answer that question.
What was the question again?
I know, sorry, you're going to have to ask it again.
What's your drive? What gets you up in the morning? What do you do in the morning?
I tell you what drives me. Just being happy and smiling. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't make up no other excuses. I just give thanks that I can obviously wake up like all of us and just enjoy my day, enjoy life. I'm a big socialite. My wife says that to me. She calls me a socialite. That's just me as a person.
I've been like that. Have you always been?
Yeah. I think like I've got a saying when people say to me,
what does your parents say about
when everyone says to me, "Oh, you should grow up." There's no age to grow up. That's it. There's no age to grow up. I will sit down. As I said, my two kids are big, but I can still interact with them. I like them to tell me about how their day's been. With my son, it's hard because obviously young boys, the road, still worried sometimes. But you can only trust your children when you sit down and speak with them. I'm the type of person, I still sit at a dinner table at 6 o'clock with whoever's in first to have dinner. Just a simple things.
Good. No, it's ditto. You know, ditto. I'm 3 children. You know what I mean? And respect to them. You know what I mean? I used to say to them, don't wait till you're 50. Come back.
Sorry. Glenda, your internet is failing you again, I'm afraid.
I think she's gone. Yeah.
Good, it's
All right, family, we're going to start rounding off in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to have a few more questions. If we could go to Joel and then Julia. Joel, I'm going to ask you to unmute, please.
Hello.
Hi there.
Right. Hi, everybody. Basically, I was just looking on your page, Mr. Proud and Gifted, and it's a nice page, and I recognize your face from the community. So that means you've been having a deep impact. As you can see, I'm in the hood right now, and you know, I definitely recognize your face from doing good works in the community, big man. You get me?
Thank you.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we need in the community. People that have been doing things that keeps the community going, you know what I mean? I recognize you from either the West Norwood Youth Club back in the day with Solomon, with Simon. Remember them and there? Yeah.
And feel about I'm from East Hackney, but you know Hackney people go anywhere in it. So
yeah. Mad. No, that's good, man. Keep up the work, man. And
thank you very much, sir.
Doing things, man. And there's, you know what I mean? We just need a platform to get it out. But I was gonna ask, when is the next day we're gonna do like flyering so we can get everyone aware? Like, is there a date when we're gonna get out there, do some flyering for the TTIP and like every organization chip in and like do some flyering to get people.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's not a matter for Steve, but yes, we are. We've got some dates coming up soon. So
Yeah,
Amina will probably email you out and just let you know. So yeah, that'll be good.
Can I be
I'm talking
involved in that as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you want to be involved, the more the merrier.
I'll come across to where you, gentlemen, ladies are.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's my input for tonight, ladies and gents.
All right, Joel.
Joel, thank you very much, man.
So, our last question from our family tonight will be from Julia. Julia, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Chair. My goodness, what an amazing event tonight. I don't know who and where they found this young man, but oh my God, I could bottle you. I want to buy you. I want to have you. I want to absorb you. I want to consume you. You give me that feeling that I tell you, you know, there is something, Glenda touched on it, and I have to go on from what Glenda said. What inspires you, what motivates you? Let me tell you what that ingredient is. That is you. You're effervescent. Your zest for life. Your thirst to keep things positive. Please, please, please don't ever lose sight of that, because you see, you, Steve, yeah? I have a friend. He lives somewhere in London. His name was Ezra. I'm going to shout him out because it's been a long time since I've seen Ezra, when I used to live in North London. And he was very much like you, but he used to play a lot of music. And some people didn't like his music. I absolutely adored his music, but that's a different story. What I will say to you is this. To Alan, my friend Alan, this evening, hearing you and hearing your heart, hearing what you've projected this evening. Sometimes our journeys take us on a path where we feel that we've been claustrophobic, or we feel that we're not being appreciated, or we're not being recognized for the content or the value what we've provided. And you said tonight, I want to thank TTIP for making this possible, because it's giving you your belief back. People need to have hope. People need to feel that all is not lost. And what this pandemic has shown us as Black people, we're strong. Let's take a moment here. We're strong. We are inventors. We are inspirational. We are motivational. We take every adversity and turn it into a positive. The reason why I'm saying this about Steve Oram, because what you have enabled us to do is look back on what our ancestors have been saying, don't forget to do. Keep moving forward. Every person that went before us, who's died for the benefit of us, has created something in our DNA that makes us come forward all the time and project ourselves. And what this media will say in their narratives about our young Black people is that they're no good, that they are gangbangers, that they are drug lords, that they are the women them need to stop having all these multiple pregnancies, blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you about the young academic young man named Josh that you enabled a proud and gifted award for. In the pool of journalism, I ask you all this evening to look how many Black young aspiring young men is in journalism. I can tell you how many. 4. It is over-popularized by white people. Okay? And the reason being, you said he's in Eton. He said he's going to fill out an application and try himself. Because if he didn't, he felt the opportunities around him was not meeting his expectations. So he did it. And that fortitude has taken him to where he is. He's the one that is going on to be something, he will end up in the media forum. He will end up as either a journalist. He will end up as being a news reporter. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because people like you have identified something that so many of our young children do not gravitate towards, because they're continuously being told, Joe, don't bother worry about that rubbish there. Don't look about this. Don't look about that. But somebody has to step up in that forum. And you to me, is achieving and excelling beyond that. You said, what are you doing in Eton? Why not you? Why not any of our young, aspiring young ladies? What about our young men? If they've got somebody to hope to, what you has given them? When you look at the media, they talk about celebrity models, role models. They look at the football role models. You are tangible. You are relatable. You are integral to what you're doing, because you're saying, wherever you are, I'm going to come and source you out. Wherever you are, I'm going to come and find you. Wherever you are, I'm going to make this. Because that is a lasting memory that they're going to hold. And that is what will drive them to be you. Even though you think you're not achieving, or you may not be able to doing anything, you don't recognize that strength, that courage, that passion, that drive. That is what you're giving, young man. So please, that Joel who just came on and said, hey, you were in the Bronx, what did you call it? Up in the hood.
Yeah.
He recognized your positivity. Somebody in the hood is saying there's no light in the ghetto. You have created a light. So don't let anybody diminish you and what you're doing, and the spark and the elevation and the inspiration that you are giving to our young people. My goodness, I could get out of my chair and drive to where you are right now, because I want to burst open a bottle of wine with you. Yes? And I don't drink, so I don't know how that's going to work. But what I'm going to say to you is this. What you have in abundance, you ooze. You ooze, ooze, ooze. Get it on TV. Get it on the monthly thing. Get it out there in the papers. Get it out there on the radio. Get wicked. Get live with it, because you are better than TikTok, my friend. Hashtag Steve O'Ram, and I said it. Boyaka again. Good evening and good night. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Charles Gordon, Mr. Brian, I love this tonight. This to me has been one of the best TTIPs I have been on. I'm putting it out there on record. I want this recorded. This to me gives my passion, that elevation for me to believe in what I'm doing and what I want to see happen and materialize and be projected for our young people. I am 50 odd years old, and I am sick of people telling us that we don't amount to nothing, that we are benefit cheats, that we are lazy. I am far from lazy. I'm far from lazy.
You done said it, Julia. You done said it. And thank you again. And there's plenty more of these type of broadcasts coming to a screen near you. Right, family. Unfortunately, it's getting to that time where we do have to wind down. Before we do, however, I am going to show a particular video. However, before I show that video, Charles, Andrew, and then Stephen, if you'd like to say something else, if you got anything else to add there.
Yeah, whoever's gonna go first, I'm fine.
Charles,
you go first, Steve. Yeah, you go first, Steve. Then Andy, then I'll.
Oh, do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Do your thing. This is you.
Okay. Okay, Darren, have you got that thing there, or should I wait till the end?
Did you send me something there?
No, the lady should have had just one slide.
Oh, interesting.
No, it's not. It's not on a slide, Steve. So just go for it.
Okay, cool. Okay, no problem. I just wanted to take this time out to thank. I'm going to call him Mr. Morris, because where I come from, it's the thing where you have to keep showing appreciation. And a lot of people said some kind things today, but Mr. Morris, I messaged him. No, I've done a little advert on LinkedIn. Mr. Morris contacted me. He goes, right, just call me on Saturday. He gave me a time. I called him in that time. And in my eyes, he didn't need to do that. And that simple phone call that he gave me, he allowed me to make on the Saturday. And then when I got a phone call this week, because the lady only called me this week to say, no, till I think it was Friday, could you come on next week? Andrew Morris. I said, yeah, say no more. I'm there. I didn't need to I didn't need to plan anything else, because it's gentlemen like yourself that gets man like me motivated even more. That's all I can say. It gets me motivated even more. I know your story. It meant nothing to me. It's life, innit? But I really appreciate it. And I did ask them to do a slide for yourself just to say thank you. Yeah. I'm like that. I'm very demanding. But just to say thank you for allowing myself, proud and gifted, to be heard. And I'll tell you something now, I'm leaving there so empowered. I've got so much more to add to my platform. So I'll give it over to the other gentleman.
Absolutely excellent. Andrew, you know we're rock with your brother anyway.
Trust me.
Yeah, man. Once again, big yourself up, brethren.
Wow. Thank you, Steve. You know, I really appreciate. We all appreciate you doing this tonight. And it's really important that, you know, this stuff is what, because like I said at the beginning, you know, people don't know what they don't know. So when I met you, I just knew the caliber of person that you were, you know, and it was nice to meet you in the flesh, even if it was a million years ago before Corona.
Cool.
You know, but yeah, no, it's awesome. And, you know, we just need to keep doing this stuff. We just really need to keep doing this stuff, and not just talking about it, but being about it, as my learned friend over there often says. I often hear Mr. Charles saying, you know, be about it. And you're about it. You really are, my friend, you know. And making a phone call on a Saturday, you know, that's the least, you know. If there was something useful in it, fantastic, you know. It's minor. That's just what we need to be about. We need to be doing this stuff all day, every day, you know. And I see people like Glenda as well up there in Preston. It feels like a kind of a chasm between us, but we need to fill that void, because, you know, there's another humble one who's been rolled up on by the likes of Ainsley Harriott, because he's recognised what she's doing up there, you know, which is really awesome. And what we're doing at TTIP is we're keeping an eye on all of this stuff and trying to pull people together, because this is what it's all about. You know, we have to come together.
Sorry, can I cut you? Don't say you're trying, you are doing it.
Yeah. Even better, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, because I had to learn that saying as well, because people kept saying to me when I was at events, stop saying you're trying, so you and your party, you're doing.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely spot on, and I love it. I just love it. And I never knew you were 50. That's awesome, man. You see, that's what they say about them genes, man. If I look like that when I'm 50, I'm doing good.
I've got a bit of great.
But, you know, once again, sir, we really appreciate it. We really do. And you know, let's keep doing what we're doing.
I'll just add to that as well by saying it's the smile and the good energy that's keeping you young, brother. but also, I mean, again, in relation to everything that's being done and being said, I mean, Andy and I had a conversation going back, 4 or 5 years ago now, and we decided that we were going to do this and piece this together and just create a platform and create something that could effectively just bring people together and ultimately implement change. Like, one of the key factors for everything we're trying to get done here is just to change the dynamic.
Sorry, someone's got their phone going on.
Yeah, so just to change the dynamic and ultimately be that grain of sand that moves the island, and ultimately be in a position where we can actually implement change for us and for our people across the UK and get some representation and a voice. And to be honest, I'm very
happy and impressed at the level and the speed and the magnitude things have grown at, and the level of support everyone's shown, and the fact that things are moving in the right direction. I think it was just creating that umbrella for everyone to come together under in order to synchronize our objectives and just make stuff happen. I mean, we're doing the first objective, as you're probably all aware, is we're going for the local elections in Croydon Council and in the local boroughs. But the objective is to get our people voted in so that we've got a say in what happens within the communities that we live in. And rather than sitting down and crying about things that are happening from the outside, the objective was to get in there and physically change the dynamic from the inside. And that's why we put this together, so that we as a people can come together. And it's not, although predominantly we've been dealing with and catering for the needs of black people, we've also identified the fact that it's not a black or a white issue. It's fundamentally an economic issue. And I think it's important that we notice that as people and just do what we can to help each other rise, because I don't think there's enough of it. And that's what I'm saying with what you're doing with Proud and Gifted. It's helping people rise, because it's helping them to understand and realise their full potential. And we don't have enough of it out there. So yeah, I mean, Steve, amazing work. Andy, obviously, you know, from morning, I've got nothing but love for you. We go back many, many years. And again, it's just about making it happen. And everything that you do is making it happen and moving that grain of sand further and moving that island closer. And ultimately, we will always get the job done. And that's it. I always say it's death before dishonour. We lead, follow, we'll get out of the way. But we're coming through, and we're coming through hard. And nothing ain't getting in the way, and nothing ain't stopping us. And that's the only way that we get stuff done out here. But also, I just wanted to just run on and say, so next week, we're going to take a break. Unfortunately, we're going to have 1 week off, and we're just sitting together, because what we wanted to do is I wanted to change the dynamic. We've had quite a few of these Zooms, and some of them I found there's always been positive energy, but equally I think some of it was just a lot of COVID issues and things like that. So we just wanted to change the dynamic, because part of what we're about as TTIP, as well as the political standpoint, we're also about the economics and changing the economics. So the entrepreneurial aspect is a massive part of what we're doing. So I just want to basically, we're going to run a 4-week program, so not next week but the week after, and it's going to be all about entrepreneurship. And what we're going to do is we're going to have different people from different areas of business come on and just educate us on their businesses and their basically various different entrepreneurs. So we've got DJs, we've got filmmakers, cryptocurrency. I'll be doing one on business and property development and estate agency, and just various entrepreneurial, because I want to make this about being positive. Don't get me wrong, sometimes we need to have a gripe and we need to have a complaint about what's going on, just so that we can fix it. It's only with a view to learning and evolving. But equally, I want to make what we're doing more about the positive aspects and inspiring and teaching people what they can achieve. So we're going to be doing a 4-week program. So not next week, we'll be out of here next week, but the week after, it'll be a 4-week program on basically entrepreneurship, and it'll be various entrepreneurs in various different businesses, and we'll be teaching people how to do stuff, because those, for me, one of the key factors is knowledge and education. And the more we learn, the more we can learn, the more we can do. And ultimately, as a unit and as a group of people, we grow. So our objective is to teach as many people as we can. So yeah, so log on for that. So it won't be next week, but the week after. Next week, we're taking a week out. We'll be running it hard for a couple of minutes. But then the week after that, 4 weeks on entrepreneurship in various different fields and various different speakers. So we'll keep you in the loop on that. And then the only other bit I wanted to add in there just at the end was that poem that I messed up earlier. I royally messed up earlier. I found it while we were on the Zoom, and I was going to ask Darren to play it for us. So if anyone else has got anything else to say, they can say it now. And as soon as they call, then Darren, if you just drop that for us, because I think for me it was a very inspirational poem, and I think it's important that people just understand who they are and what they can achieve. And I think these are the things that, because it all starts with self-belief. I can't emphasize that point enough. Okay. And again, Steve, you've been amazing. It's been an amazing Zoom, and I agree with Julia. It has been one of the most enjoyable Zooms, and I think it's purely on the basis of the fact that it's been very inspirational, and what you're doing has been very inspirational, and even watching what you've done and the people that you've interviewed again is inspirational. And I think we need more of that. We need to focus less on what's wrong and focus more on what's right, and just start moving towards the right in life, as opposed to spending all our attention crying about the wrong in life, because that negativity don't get us nowhere. All right.
Excellent, many thanks. So with that being said there, Steve, I'm going to ask everybody if you could unmute yourselves, and if you could give Steve a rousing round of applause for an absolutely brilliant evening. Thank you very much, Steve. Absolutely excellent.
That's it.
Yes, my bro.
Excellent.
Keep it going.
Awesome.
Got me up on my feet again.
You know, like when your peers are proud of you.
Can I just say, there is a young brother that's looking for investors in a business venture that they're setting up in Jamaica with popcorn and Dr. Julius Garvey, Marcus Garvey's son. And as Charles was talking about people coming on to speak about business, I wondered if I could recommend, I myself invested in this now, if I could link him up with you all.
Be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. What we'll do, Amina, if you can put the details in the group, if you just email us over, and anyone else that feels that they've got an entrepreneur or someone that they feel they'd like to present to us, we'd be definitely happy to have a listen and see what they're about. Because I think there's a lot of unspoken heroes within our community, and I think we need to identify them. And as Steve's been doing, we need to highlight the fact that they should be proud and that they're obviously gifted.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? I know, Charles, you've got this influential poem, but I want to just say to Stephen, there is one poem I think is unbelievable, and it's the ultimate. It's called If by Rudyard Kipling. So everyone, if you can just check that out. If by Rudyard Kipling.
If by
Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah.
Well, so definitely check that out and tell me if I'm not wrong.
Excellent. Stephen,
if you can master all those words, you will change your life.
That's true. I've read that.
I'm going to read a part of that out, seeing that the mic is open. It says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but makes allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make your dreams master, if you can think and not make your thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same.
That's right.
If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things who gave your life to broken, and stoop and build up when worn out tools. If you can make me one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, as to hold on to where is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Now there's more to this, but that is so inspirational. Brian?
Oh, my friend. Thank you. I'd like to help.
Just before you drop the poem, thank you for that, Julia. But I just wanted to say thank you very much to Amina, because I haven't actually told her thank you for all the hard work she's been putting in organising these Zooms.
Thanks, Amina.
We're getting very stressed out about something.
Thanks a lot, Julia.
Do you know what? I had to take a minute to be like, wait, what? Did he say Amina? Oh, thank you. No, I really enjoyed doing them and actually really enjoy kind of having the conversations with everyone prior to it. So yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you, Steve, for doing this for us. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it was great. I'm really enjoying it.
we hardly see you, Amina, but you work so hard in the background, and we do appreciate you so much. You've done so much for us as well. I mean, we really do salute you as well. Thank you very much. Keep doing it.
Shout out to Darren as well.
Sorry, is Amina
Oh,
lady
yes.
I spoke to today?
Darren. Yes, that's me.
And your camera was off today as well.
Well, you know what? I'm a little bit preoccupied. I'm trying to multitask, so yeah.
Cool.
But
thank you.
But thank you,
for...
and thank you, Darren, as well for coming
Aaron,
on for us.
top star, man. Top star.
Once again, thank you, family. It's you guys who make it. I'm only here just to facilitate. Stephen, it has been an absolute pleasure, sir. I'm pretty sure this will not be the first or the last we have you on the broadcast.
No way.
Any closing statements before we go into the actual video, sir?
Yes, I would just like to thank every single person that stayed for the last 2 hours to listen to me. This is just me. I just like to have a laugh. Life is for living. I know when to be serious, but majority of the time, I just like to annoy people. Look, this is what I do because you get one chance at life, and I've learned a lot about myself celebrating our amazing young people. I mean, I've learned a lot about myself. To me, thinking, as Alan said, kind of wish I'd done certain things years ago when I had ideas, but just didn't have the drive to what Charles was saying about who we looked up to that didn't represent us not one bit, that stalled myself to get on with things. But 2018, I just said, you know what? Because my job as an appropriate adult, a lot of people wouldn't do my job for what they earn. But as long as my bills are paid and there's food in my house, I'm good. But a lot of people wouldn't earn what I earn. But that gives me the time to do what I love doing, and that is celebrating our young people. And I want as much people to do it, but you just got to be consistent, because we don't want the stories to disappear. Like what Darren's done, he surprised me with 2 videos, can't lie, had me emotional, forgot I'd done those videos. And I guess that's why I built the platform, for people to go back to it with their grandchildren, nieces, nephews, to say, look, you can do it. So I just like to say TTIP, one of my greatest evenings on Zoom. I can't even lie.
Honestly, this is going to go down as one of the greatest broadcasts. I even if I have to say it myself, I had everyone going.
When Amina first called me to say 2 hours, I said, yeah, all right, cool. Then when she said, could we do a Zoom during the day, I was like, it's kind of too long. But sorry. But Amina kept it so short today, and the vibe I felt today is just amazing. Again, I've took so much pictures. So when I go on Instagram, I'm just gonna blow up your platform, because that's what I do. Yeah, I'm gonna tag the platform, and I'm that type of guy. I will be doing a video to say what my evening was like, and just share it for social media to see. So you ain't heard the last from me.
And Stephen,
we appreciate you.
Stephen, can I just say one thing, Stephen? It doesn't matter when you start; it's how you finish. Always remember that.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot, so thank you very. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's all I can say. Trust me, manners and respect. I give the most thanks to everybody. I'm not singling anybody out, but you see my man Andrew. I could give him a round of applause. Trust me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And just quickly before you go, so the young kids, if they want to get involved, do something, how do they get involved with you? They just go to your website, is it?
Yeah, go to our website or Instagram. Just contact us. Because I know a lot of people really gravitate to Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe TikTok as well. I've got Snapchat, but I don't really use it a lot. But because I know that they love Instagram, once they or a parent or anybody DMs us, because people don't understand, people say we'd like to help. Yeah, we need help. But lockdown has stopped a lot of things, so it's fine. Once that lift eventually comes, watch Proud and Gifted. I'll be up Preston. I'll be up all them places.
You best be coming to Peterborough.
I'll be at Peterborough.
Easy, Tiger.
I'll be at Peterborough. Yeah, so that's all I can say. I can go on and on, but I won't. But thank you very much, honestly.
She's been very quiet in the chat, on here. But Jamila, I've really encouraged Jamila. I think you and Jamila have got a lot to talk about. Jamila is a special educational needs kind of specialist.
Yeah, I've seen her on social media. I'm looking at her picture.
I think you've got a lot to talk about. So.
Is that Jamila? I'm looking at her thinking, I've seen that lady on social media, so Jamila, I'll find you.
Don't want to blow anybody up, but talk.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, family, to close out, I'm going to share a video. So, by all means, feel free to review it as we close the evening out. By all means, I would ask for those on the TTIP ELC group, please do stay behind. We'll just have a catch up. But yes, this will now be signalling the end of the night. We thank you one and all for attending. Your staying power again. We're now nearly going on 20 minutes to 11. Thank you all. We appreciate you all, and we all want the best for you all. So please do sign up with us, and we look forward to seeing you in a week's time. Charles, Andy, anything to add before I play the video?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. Stephen, once again, sir, you've done us proud. Keep up the hard work. We're all behind you, and we will be joining you as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again, brother. So once again, everyone, thank you again. And I'll play a video out as we all start to close down. Thank you again.
Mm-hmm.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people don't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Sir, I just want to say thank you. You saved my life.
Okay, so once again, thank you all. A really resounding evening. And like you said, look forward to seeing you all in a week's time. But for now, please catch your sleep, get your rest, and finish out the week strong. So yes, goodbye to one and all. Stephen, big yourself up again. We will
as a respect. Thank you.
Thank you. So once again, ECL members, please stay behind. Everyone else,